This is the last entry of Grant Gilson. If you're listening to this, it means I didn't make it. Unfortunately, I'm not even sure there's anyone left who would care or mourn my death, but that is not important anymore. What is important, however, is that if you hear this, then it means humanity still exists, and there's still hope for our continued existence. Either way, I will never know. I can only assume that by you being in possession of this recording, we did survive, and my story, rather my explanation of the events that led to my current situation, can lead to understanding of humanity's supposed last days. Okay, where to begin? In the latter half of the 21st century, our media outlets were saturated with various versions of what we came to call the zombie apocalypse. Every conceivable version of the zombie story had been told, and we were inundated with all the information we needed to survive if it did, in fact, ever occur. In truth, that would have been so much easier had that been the case. But the reality, what happened, was so much worse. No one could have predicted or expected it. The Bible speaks of end times with revelations and the second coming and judgment day. Jesus walks the earth to collect God's children, the apocalypse, Armageddon, whatever you want to call it. I imagine even that would have been easier to accept. But how do you prepare against the inconceivable? I have my own theory. We were on the outskirts of a pandemic. It was labeled as the deadliest virus in history. And it did kill many people, but it was only the preamble. Humanity is an amazingly resilient lot. We created a vaccine, and it started working. Then the virus mutated. So we came out with better vaccines. The news would have you believe we had everything under control, but they were only putting a Band-Aid over it. I don't think anyone knew how deep the infection really went. You know the funny thing? I'll tell you the truth. I don't even know if the virus had anything to do with it. People started dying faster than any pandemic could kill them off. People talk about the end times, that there would be signs, skies turn red, brimstone falling from the sky, all that. I always expected Armageddon to happen over a longer period of time, not in one night. I didn't really have a chance to think about it until I made it to this cabin. Even now, the darkness encroaches, and I know my time is limited. That's why it's important for me to get my thoughts down before I am erased from existence as well. Of course, I have no evidential basis for my theory for this. What do I call it? Event? Extinction? Cleansing? Culling? I don't know. I've tried reaching out on this shortwave radio to anybody else that might still be left to get answers, but the few meager people I was able to contact were just as clueless as I am. All I can think is, what if we were the virus and the pandemic was nature's own vaccine against us? What if the pandemic was nature's way of stating humanity had gotten too out of control and needed to be kept in check? We created a counter to nature's defense mechanism. Nature bolstered its defenses We countered even that until nature had had enough and took matters into its own hands. It sent the parasite. I don't know what else to call it. It's not like anything we've ever encountered before. The parasite, as I've come to call it, it presents itself as a black, viscous, mutable liquid that it looks like motor oil filtered through flecks of glitter. And it's sentient. I don't know if it's thinking, but it has some sort of intelligence guiding it. They say if you stare into the abyss long enough, the abyss will stare back into you and drive you mad. That's the only way I can describe the parasite. It's like staring into the abyss. The deeper you stare, the more that black, inky liquid infects you, and you start to see the secrets of the universe. You can see into the furthest reaches of space, and you realize those flecks of glitter are really stars and galaxies and other universes. The sheer infinite scope of drowning in that blackness will drive you insane. Okay. All right. Now, before my words start to sound like the nonsensical ravings of a madman, all right, let me back up. Let me start from the beginning. At least, my beginning, as I know it. If you'd like to hear more, the book's available now. Go get your copy.